Hey everyone, Rostic here, and it's been another week since I've done my last video, and not a whole lot of interesting things have happened over the past week. It's kind of been a little bit of a slow week for me, but nonetheless, I am back here and continuing my summer stories, as all of you know I've been doing for the past about month now. Today I'm going to talk about my first experience on this ride at Cedar Point, which is like the biggest amusement park for roller coasters in the country, and I went with Max at the end of August, right before we went down to Basic and everything, and we went on this ride called Millennium Force. Now, I have been to Busch Gardens many times before, and I've gone on all the roller coasters, and you would think that Apollo's Chariot is a big roller coaster. You would think that the Griffin and Loch Ness, even though Loch Ness is like the first roller coaster there, it's not that tall. But like even King's Dominion, when you go on like Timidator, I think it's called. Yeah. Those are like really big roller coasters, and I wasn't really prepared to go on like an even bigger roller coaster. So basically we get there and we're doing some other rides first. There's this one called the Gatekeeper, which I absolutely love. We went on that like 30,000 times in the 2 days that we were there and everything. It was just such a fun and just a smooth ride. Kind of resembled the Griffin a little bit. If you've been to Busch Gardens and Cedar Point, the Griffin and the Gatekeeper, I feel like have some similarities to it. Just very smooth ride and everything. But after that, he said, like, oh my god, let's go on Millennium Force. And I was like, where is it? And he was like, it's the one that's like 5,000 feet tall. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm just like, oh, it's like really high. And apparently it's like 380 feet, I think, high. Yeah. And compare that to all the other roller coasters that I've been on to, they've been like 250 feet high, so I'm just like, oh god. And so we get in line, and I'm just kind of nervous, kind of freaking out, gonna feel like, you know, like I'm about to like give birth or anything. But we get on the ride, and just I calm down, and literally you look up, and you just see the rail thing, and it just pulls you up, and it looks like you're just going into the sky, into the heavens, basically into the clouds. And I was just like, oh my god, there's no like end to this. And they basically were like, you know, just don't look down if you've been, you know, this is your first ride, you know, first time on the ride, don't look down, take a deep breath before you go down. It goes 95 miles per hour, so I'm just like, okay, hopefully it's just like a car ride going down like a big mountain, which actually ended up being pretty much that. Just you were in a car, you were going down a coaster. And it doesn't really drop you, it kind of just brings you right over the edge, and then you just go down. But obviously you had the, you know, initial, just, you know, like, butterfly feel in your stomach when you're going down, and people have fainted, they have, like, passed out, they've, you know, done some other things that, you know, aren't, like, too pleasant when it's the first time on the ride. But for me, I just took a deep breath, and then you just literally scream out as much as you can going down, and honestly, it was so fun. We went back on it the second after we got off because I had so much fun. But honestly, just trying to keep your hands up, it's kind of almost difficult to a point because, I mean, you're going 90, 95 miles per hour, and honestly, it just goes back. It just makes your hands go back so far and everything. But it definitely was like the best roller coaster I've been on to, and I thank my boyfriend for making me go on that, because honestly, it was like, it's now my new favorite roller coaster, and I want to go on it like 5,000 more times like now. But you know, Cedar Point from DC is like an 8-hour drive, so yeah, not really gonna happen. So yeah, my first Millennium Force ride was actually pretty awesome. Just the first, like, I didn't look down, like I said, and I just like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and the second we go down, it was awesome. And by the way, we were in the front row, because Max was like, we're going in the front row. And we waited like half an hour too, because if you go on roller coasters, you know that the front row is always like, you know, the big line and everything, because everyone loves to see where you're going. And I think it was actually good that we were in the front row, so that way I could actually see like what I was getting myself into. But it was awesome, it was fun, and I loved it so much, so woo, yay! So yeah, that's pretty much my first experience on Millennium Force and everything. Very smooth coaster. It's not like a jiggity kind of, you know, riggedy kind of coaster. It's a very like kind of coaster. So yeah, it was fun, and I definitely am gonna go back with Max next summer to Cedar Point. Hopefully, like maybe more than once if we both have the money. And do it all over again. And there's obviously like 15, 16 other roller coasters that we pretty much went on all of them except for like the kiddie ones. But we definitely had like a fun time and everything. So with that being said, as most of you know, Max right now is down in basic training for the Coast Guard Reserves. He's in South Carolina. He goes into AIT training in Georgia in a few weeks. Well, not a few weeks, a couple months. And so, yeah, and I'm just kind of like, I'm still readjusting the whole like snail mail thing. I got my first letter like 3 days after he went off the grid, basically no more, you know, communication. I got a letter like 3 days later, and then I haven't heard from him since, but obviously, you know, they keep him busy, so I'm not really expecting a lot of letters from him, but, you know, it's a good thing to send letters like every day or every other day, so that's a good thing. Next week, again, I kind of like, not fibbed, but I kind of like wasn't true to myself. I don't have, my new map up just yet. I am going to get that up. When I come back from North Dakota, I'm going to North Dakota this weekend to see Casey. Love you! It's her last semester there until she graduates, which I'm really excited that she's graduating finally. And she's moving on to bigger and better things, hopefully I think she's moving to Arizona to hopefully become a school teacher. So that's very exciting. But I was supposed to get my new weather map this past weekend, but I didn't. Gonna get it when I come back, and we're gonna get my new channel Rustic Weather up and going next week, so you can all expect a new video from my new channel sometime next week. And I also will be back with a new video about another awesome story or a crazy story that Max and I went on, probably our Williamsburg trip, and everything. I can do that next week. So until next time, remember to keep your eye to the sky, subscribe if you want to, like the video, and also remember you can check out more videos on my channel. Alright, bye!